Hi, sorry. Welcome back to No TV Canada. There was a spider just now crawling down me. I don't know when or where, how, maybe from the bathroom. Bad timing as I start this. Welcome back to No TV Canada. I am just on YouTube channel. Now I'm freaking out. I need to take off my apron because I'm going to be around food. I have to put this down. Okay. Y'all going to watch me do, like, the shake, right? Because of the spider thing. There's a little white, like it wasn't that small, but it was like white. Four clear body, clear legs. It's because I have spider stories I've written I never finished. And it seems like the better you are at writing fiction and God's sense of humor, somehow it always makes things come to life. Like things really happen. In one of my spider stories, like Stephen King and Clive Barker would kill for this house. In one of my spider stories, there is a part in the story where the black widow spider that has come brought over in people's bags from Australia, for instance. Very different than black widow spiders that are here in North America, which we have, mostly in desert areas like in Vegas and stuff. So we don't see them often. But in this story, those spiders were taken to a community where they don't have much to choose from for mates, and there's just not a lot there, and the temperature wasn't right for them. And so they decide they're gonna breed, leave sacks of babies behind, and those were in the walls of the house, or the houses that they were leaving. And so the hatchlings grow and they're all inside the walls, and then the walls get so full in those houses that the males are like, oh, well, I don't want to die, and I don't want to die. I don't want to kill you, and you don't want to kill me, because they're males, right? They want to live. They want to live to breed, make more hatchlings. So they have to either kill each other to make room for more of them, or they have to eventually bleed out of the walls and into the homes of the unsuspecting people that dwell there, and then having to be the victims, targets, where like they'll rain down in the middle of the night when the people are sleeping, and they get spider bite, so the human dies, and then they can take over the whole house until somebody discovers dead people. And so that's what happens in my story. Slowly over time, in different weird scenarios, people are being found dead in the spider story, but nobody knows why. And there's no evidence of this kind of spider bite because there's no evidence of that kind of spider in that area. So in America is where I'm going with this. There was actually a house that people bought and owned. You could probably look it up online, where the walls were filled inside that house, not with a tiny little itty bitty spider. But get this, the walls inside that house were filled with brown recluse spiders. And those are pretty big spiders. So I don't know how you could buy a house with brown recluse spiders hiding in the walls of that house and not know that they were in there until some magnificent giant thing happens for everybody to realize, oh, this is a problem. Somebody needs to do something about it, like an escape and flee for your life and stay alive. So somebody had to come along and they actually bagged the whole house, right? Like they had to exterminate everything, and they had to get rid of the brown recluse that were in that house. So the people who owned that house had to sell the house. Somebody bought the property. But I'm betting if Stephen King and Clive Barker knew about the house that was wall to wall inside of it, full of brown recluse spiders, probably would buy that house. And then they'd get mad at me for writing the story that I wrote, The Morning Widows, about the spiders I was writing about, whose hatchlings were taking over the walls in the houses that they were leaving their sons behind, their hatchlings behind in, because sometimes this fiction leads to real life stuff. And the part of the brown recluse is that the black widow spiders, they have a problem that's ongoing with God and nature. Black widow spiders' mates, their male spiders are always smaller, really small, much smaller than them, like half their size. And that makes the black widow spider very pissy, and she doesn't like it, very ornery, gets very attitudinal. So very, very few male spiders in the black widow world actually ever get to live to mate a second time. Only the odd one here or there who is really good at turning on or really good at appealing to its female mate will ever be allowed to live because he's put her in such a good mood. She's like, okay, I'll let you live this time. But from what I know, from what history knows or science knows, like never been a male spider able to live a second time, because if he's not mating with the same one, the next one is going to kill him. So I just freaked out when I turned on the camera and the little white spider was crawling on me as I was about to start my cooking with the gingerbread cookies for Christmas, for December, which is odd because Black Widow spider and the brown recluse house spider thing has nothing to do with that holiday. Interesting. So that's how imaginations work. So I'm going to put the camera down because we're going to cut open. Oh, actually, I'll try to do it. I'll just flip the camera over. So the spider scare aside, I've taken off my apron and shook it off, and the spider's gone. I don't see nothing, so I don't think I have to worry about the spider joining along in the story of making the gingerbread cookies now. I think we can move on. So I'm going to cut open the brand new Bob's Red Mill Jeepers Creepers. I don't know if I like flour bags, so you have to use scissors to open. It's not cutting very well. Where's the inside? It literally doesn't want to go any further. Why is it stuck there? Okay, I'm gonna have to put the camera down this way. Okay, so I got it. So we're gonna finish cutting it open. So I've been curious for a long time. Couldn't figure out why the price was $7.99 for this bag. Looking at all the other flowers everywhere I go, and kept coming back to this brand. It was like almost like he's like, yes, please try my flour. Please, bypass your traditional choices and just give me a try. And then I realized, it's like cookies, brownies, cakes, pie crust, and muffins type pastry flour. So I get it. And since this is like a gingerbread dough where it needs to be specifically a certain kind of thickness, this would be a good time to give this guy's flour a try. So I'm going to put the camera down, flip it over, and you're going to watch me try and do things now. I got to do all the dry ingredients. Does that show the counter over here? I don't think so. Yay. So I got to do the dry ingredients. So we're going to do 3 cups of flour here into the bowl. We're going to sift it. This actually looks pretty good, this flour. Like it looking pretty good pastry flour wise. I'm gonna sift it anyway. No lumps and bumps. Nice and smooth. Gingerbread. All right. Like I totally need to win a lottery. Like I need people willing to donate stuff for me to build a beautiful kitchen around my madness when I'm doing this stuff. I have no room in this little itty bitty kitchen. I need somebody can help clean up as fast as I make the mess to make more room for everything that's still to come. I have to separate the dry ingredients from the wet ingredients. And then I have to actually do a little bit of magic in the pot to get my gingerbread syrup to sort of thicken into like a molasses type material so that the cookie dough is just right for gingerbread the way it's supposed to, rather than too soft and too chewy and breakable. All right, I still got one more cup to go. Last cup. All right, Bob's Red Mill flour is being put aside. I'm gonna put a clip on. It's all right. Literally flour mess everywhere. Flour mess. So I don't know what all of these attachments are for my new stand mixer. But I think gingerbread cookie dough is a really good place to start it. I don't know what this one's for, but I think it has something to do with the pasta stuff. And then I figured out that this part here is where the meat grinding thing happens, and then it comes out here and stuff. So I guess you do all the different other stuff in there. I guess ice cream also comes out of there. So I'm gonna have to sit down and read the instruction book at some point. But for now, I'm just gonna work on the dry ingredients. I'll be back with short clips because I've only got one set of hands and I don't have camera set up around what I'm doing. Oh yeah, there's my boss, the Italian Luigi. Right, I'm his first line cook. So I'm gonna come back with short vids of other parts of what I'm doing because I gotta do wet, and then I gotta do some cooking in there with this gingerbread syrup. Instead of buying real molasses, I'm gonna add some corn syrup, some cornstarch, sorry, and make it a little bit thicker. Instead, it's a good replacement if you just don't want to always just use the same old molasses. And I have a ton of spices, allspice, ginger, nutmeg. This one is 5 spices, coriander, and then I also have the cloves. So everything the recipe I have is asking for is all there. So these should be die-hard good gingerbread cookies. So I'll be back with shorts on everything else that I'm doing because I'm only using one hand most of the time. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. Be hungry.